Hello YouTube, this is the Stupendous Wave here with a video today, and this one is everything you need to know about the Inhumans. Now, if you listen to this video, it's pretty basic, going over the characters and stuff. You can impress your friends and your family on how much you know about the Inhumans, because what I found is basically people really don't know who the Inhumans are. So to start off, it was announced that the Inhumans movie will be on November 2nd, 2018. So, very cool. So, let's just go ahead and start off. So, the Kree, which is the group of the alien race, which is Ronan's alien race. Ronan, Guardian of the Galaxy, guy with the blue face and the big hammer, the main villain. Yes, his people came to Earth and decided, hey, we need these ultimate soldiers, so we will take these people up into our universe and we will build this home for them, and we will give them a special mist called a Terrigen mist from Terrigen crystals, which will essentially make them superhuman, and we will be able to control them, and we will be the most powerful force in the galaxy with these new warriors that we will make. Now, eventually, the Kree decided, hey, this isn't the greatest idea. After they had a couple of tests, they decided that they were just going to abandon it. So they left the Inhumans on this little floating city of theirs that they had built, and they left them there to build their own society. So here is where things get really, really cool. So the way someone becomes an Inhuman is they're put into these tanks once they reach a certain age in this Inhuman society that has been built up. I believe it's age 18 that when they go in and they're able to get this mist if they so choose. There have been those that have chosen not to get this mist because, as we will learn from a couple of characters, that this may not be the safest thing to do, because you really don't know what power you're going to end up with. So anyway, they will go into this chamber and they'll be exposed to this mist, and this will give them superpowers. Now, the superpowers could be good and beneficial, or they could make life really hard for some characters in certain aspects. So let's talk about the main character and the king of the Inhumans, and we'll also touch on how this could be very difficult to live with, how his power. Now, the king of the Inhumans is named Black Bolt, and Black Bolt is extremely powerful. In fact, he can actually beat the Hulk in a fight. Now, how he does this is he speaks. Even a whisper can destroy an entire mountain. That is how powerful Black Bolt is. He is extremely powerful. In fact, he was locked up until he was 18 years old, until he could learn to control this power, this great power that he got. So, he's the leader of the Inhumans, and they make him king after he's able to control his powers and emerge from this soundproof container. Now, another main character is his wife, and this is Medusa, and her superpower is she controls her hair. They're actually like appendages, like arms or legs, and she can use them to do everyday things. She can turn on a light that's across the room. She can punch people really hard with her hair. It's basically like having a lot more arms than just two, like maybe even 10 arms. And now this hair is very, very cool. And like I said earlier, she's able to do things with this hair that a normal person could do with their hands, and that's what makes her really cool. Another character who I think will be a key player in the film is Karnak. Now, Karnak is super interesting because he doesn't have any powers. His parents were so frightened that Karnak could end up with something that he might not like as a power, so they decided to have him skip out on it. Now, this is really cool because he, to kind of make up for his lack of powers, put extreme intense training on himself and learned to be an expert fighter to the point where he can actually predict an opponent's moves. Not to the point of Taskmaster, but still extremely, extremely precise. And he is also able to pick apart weaknesses in a person. So if he, for example, looked at a person, he can see maybe an emotional weakness, maybe something wrong with their mind, and also physical weaknesses. Like if someone has a hurt arm, he can be able to deduce how to take them out and how to use a person's disadvantages to his advantage. And that's why he is probably my favorite Inhuman besides Black Bolt. Now, the next Inhuman that we'll be talking about is Lockjaw. Now, Lockjaw is actually a dog, and he's very, very good-natured, a very good-natured dog. Except for when you mess with him, he can be very ferocious and change on a dime if you threaten him or the people that he cares about. Now, his power is he is able to teleport. He is able to teleport people across the galaxy. He is essentially the Inhuman source of transportation, which makes him very cool as well. And he's kind of a mascot type for the Inhumans, really a lovable character that I have a feeling once the Inhumans show up on the big screen in 2018, people are really going to like Lockjaw. So next, let's talk about Gorgon. And we have actually been introduced to Gorgon's father, Korath, the alien that came upon Peter Quill stealing the orb. That is Gorgon's father. Now, Gorgon, when he was exposed to the Terrigen mist, got the lower half of his body changed into a bull. But unlike a bull, it is extremely, extremely powerful. Well, a bull is extremely powerful, but it is like a bull's legs, only extremely amplified to be super, super devastating if he were to kick someone. And he can also hit the ground with his hooves so hard that it actually can create minor earthquakes, which is very, very cool. And he is more of a warrior type, and he's very brash. He wants to fight above all things, and he really wants to win. I would compare him to Drax of Guardians of the Galaxy, only a bit smarter than Drax. Now, a couple more characters who, in my opinion, won't be showing up in the film. I listed all the ones already that I think will be in the film, but these are possibilities as well. We have Crystal, who is the younger sister of Medusa, and she has power over the elements. And if I were making the movie, I would not include her in the film. I find her interesting, but just less interesting than some of the others. But you never know. She could be in the film, and I could be totally wrong. So she controls the elements like earth, wind, fire, all those, water. She's one of the more powerful characters, and she's very interesting as well. And then we have Triton, who's the brother of Korvac. But the reason I don't think Triton will be featured in the Inhumans movie is because he can't leave water without causing extreme harm to himself. And it is very dangerous for him to leave water, because if his breathing apparatus or something like that were to be damaged on land, he could potentially die. So that is why I think that Triton will probably not be featured, but nonetheless, he's still a cool character. Now, one of my favorite Guardians, who I still don't think might be featured in the first one, possibly later movies, is Thane. And Thane is the son of Thanos. You heard me right. Thanos, the Mad Titan. Thane himself is his son, and he is extremely powerful as well. He's one of my favorite characters, but as far as the first movie goes, I really don't think that he will be featured in it. It's possible that he could be in sequels, but it might really confuse people if he were to be featured in this. And then you really don't want to pull away from Thanos, who's actually the main antagonist in Infinity War. So that's the reasons why I think Thane won't be featured in the first one, but I definitely think he has a pretty good chance of being featured in later films. As far as villains go, Maximus is the definite easy choice for a villain of the Inhumans. Now, Maximus is the brother of Black Bolt. Do you see where everything's going here? Unlike the X-Men or the Avengers, they're not a team. They're a group of people that are extremely, extremely close. They're not saying that a team can't be close, but these people live together. They're related to each other. They're much more close than, say, the Avengers are at this point. They are a group, almost like a dysfunctional family, actually. Now, Maximus wants to be king as well, and he's extremely jealous of Black Bolt. And he has actually been able to hide his powers since till he got to adulthood. And Maximus is able to manipulate people's minds. He's able to change the way they think, not to the point of Professor X, but he's able to plant thoughts in people's minds and make them think that they're their own thoughts, which can be very influential if you think about it. If you think that you're telling yourself something in your head, you're probably likely to do that thing. Now, Maximus has some great panels where, in the comics, where he is actually trying to get Black Bolt to speak, because again, if Black Bolt speaks, he can actually destroy the entire city and the entire society that the Inhumans have built. So Maximus is trying to get him to speak. And Maximus, I would even go as far to say, is he is more intelligent than Black Bolt. And sometimes some of the Inhumans agree with some of the things Maximus says, and they agree with the way he's leading people as opposed to the way Black Bolt is leading people. But Maximus, in the end, he is in it for himself. He wants to be king for himself. He is a selfish ruler, and he was totally not above killing any of the Inhumans to further his own goals. So now that you've watched this video, you can consider yourselves kind of a basic level expert on, oh wow, that doesn't make sense. You can consider yourself more knowledgeable as you were hopefully when you clicked on this video. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like down below. Subscribe for everything Inhuman, Godzilla, Walking Dead, Avengers, Marvel in general, DC, and have a great day.